We like to welcome everybody back. It's your boys here. It Only Pod Can Judge Us. I'm your host, D.King, the big fella. We in the house. Episode 23 or 24, RK?
I think it's 24.
24. I got my main man to the left. Talk to him.
R to the K, a.k.a. Illogic, a.k.a. Illogic 100. Holla at me.
We got two special guests in here that's been here before, so they're no strangers to it. They're going to indulge in conversation with us. Coach Mack is in the house.
What's going
Talk
on?
to
What's
us,
going
brother.
on? How y'all doing? Coach Mack, Instagram tag, TaylorMade Chuck. Excited to be here. Let's have a conversation.
And hey, Styles is back in the building one more time. Talk to him.
What it do? Yep, it's Phil Max with Styles Car Wash and Detail. Our Instagram is Styles Car Detail, and excited to be here on the Kobe episode. This is everything, man. You invited a real one back. I appreciate you, dog.
Man, it's love, man. Another opportunity to spread the good news, to kind of give our perspectives, to provide some truth, to give some advice, just to be a vessel out there in order to help, man. We're blowing up right now, R to the K.
Yes, sir.
The last episode, before the Jamal episode, is running wild right now, man. People's looking at it. It's a lot of positive feedback, man. We are excited about what's going on. How was your week, brother?
My week was cool. Weekend was cool. You know what I'm saying? I went out, you know what I'm saying, on Friday, you know what I'm saying, and hung out a little bit. Saturday, did the little date thing, you know what I'm saying, where, you know, you got somebody, you know how when your girl, her friend has a new guy, you know what I'm saying?
The double date competition.
Yeah, so you got to come in and, you know.
Check him out.
So you didn't know the guy.
I met him that day. You know what I'm saying? It was a dinner date. You know
Make
what
sure
I'm
he ain't
saying?
a weirdo.
You know what I'm saying?
How was that, bro?
It turned out to be cool. He was a cool cat, man.
Okay.
To be honest with you, he turned out to be a cool dude. So you know what I mean. I'm happy that she got somebody, man, because she been looking for a minute. So
For sure. Where'd you guys go, man, if you don't mind me asking, brother?
went down to the 2nd Avenue. Y'all know
Okay, you was in
or
Seattle.
2nd Street.
Were you in
2nd
Seattle or
Street.
Tacoma?
Seattle downtown.
Okay.
Yeah. 2nd Street down there, right there where all the bars and clubs and
really?
Yeah,
He was in the
That's
mix.
where Jupiter and stuff is.
You was
Man,
outside.
don't get me
Oh,
the
you was
line.
outside.
I don't know.
You was outside this weekend.
Oh yeah.
You was
You know what I'm saying?
outside.
Couple of libations and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Doing our thing.
Adult beverages.
Adult beverages.
All that
you know what I'm
good stuff.
saying?
Yes,
He
sir.
ain't thirsty.
Yes, sir. Coach Mack, man, how was your week, man?
Man, it was all right. You know, had the Big Hood Classic on Friday. We got through that. The weather didn't really cooperate, but you know, pushing through it. And
What's the Hood Classic?
Garfield and Rainier Beach every year. So yeah,
man.
they dub it the Hood Classic. So you know, Garfield got them one. You know, they first time in about 3 years. But you know, we got some young pups. We hungry. We back at them.
That's what's
we
up.
back at 'em.
That's what's up. I actually got a chance to attend. You know what I'm saying? And being a coach and an alumni, man, I still like it's beach on mine. You know what I'm saying? It's beach on mine.
sure.
Styles, talk to us, man. How was your week, bro?
Man, week was pretty good. Week was pretty good. I was gonna say, you know what I'm saying? Another week of work, you know, another week of parenting, another week of being married. So, you know, it was solid. You know, I didn't do much. I did though. I did just get a jacuzzi though. And that thing is heavenly. It's everything, bro. I got in it twice after church on Sunday. So as soon as we got back from church, I was like, "Who wants to get in the jacuzzi?"
Yeah, it ain't nothing like having a jacuzzi outside.
Yeah, so it was worth going to the Pala Fair.
But that's the only thing I was excited about. Being at the fair. The homie said, "Man, you know you're getting old when you're excited about going to the fair." To go to the expo. To go to the little shop expo.
Right.
Yeah.
Because one time I bought a foot massage thing there. then the last time I went out, I bought something else from the expo. Then this time I got the jacuzzi, and it's been the best purchase, bro.
So did you know
By
you was
far.
getting a jacuzzi when you went to the expo?
I knew I was going to go look for one.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what time or what type I was going to try to find. But you know, shout out to Soft Tub out there in Auburn. You know what I'm saying? They got some really good products right now, man. And it's like they deliver it to you. And we got a deal because me and my mom got one. So we bought them together.
You doubled up.
Yeah, no, heck,
You doubled down on it.
They gave us the fat deal.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Like a pretty good week though.
Nah, that's good, man. I'm glad everybody's week has went well, man. We gonna open up the show today. Got something a little bit different, man. We got $10 here. All ones, greenbacks, and what it is you gentlemen
1 gallon.
You gentlemen, 1 gallon for sure. But you gentlemen have to guess the height of these athletes or entertainers, and the person that gets the most at the end of the game gets to nobody's seen it.
Okay.
And you guys can just we can go around this way and we'll go back around, but it got to be quick with it. You don't got no more than 10 seconds to answer. If nobody gets it, you don't get it. All right? So you out there, want you guys to play with us, you can put it in the comments. Here we go. Quick hits. The great Michael Jackson, rest in peace. What's his height, RK?
I say 5'5".
Okay. Chuck?
5'9".
Phil?
5'7".
Chuck wins. 5'9", Michael Jackson. He keep that dollar right there. So we're going to start the second question off with Chuck go first, and we'll go Arcade, and we'll go Philip. Oprah Winfrey.
Ooh, 5'5".
5'6".
5'7".
5'7". Oprah Winfrey. Phil with the dollar. Come on. Fast and Gale, whoever gets the most at the end.
I didn't know Celie was that tall.
We start with Philip. Spud Webb.
Ooh, Spud was 5'5".
Charles?
5'9".
RK?
5'4".
None of y'all got it. He's 5'6", so that dollar stays. He was the shortest person ever played in the league.
Yeah.
Okay.
Closest man can't get it.
Jamal Crawford, RK.
Ooh, I think he said it too, but I don't remember. I think it was like 6.
You got 5 seconds.
6'5".
Okay.
6'3".
Okay.
NBA lists him as 6'5", but I believe he's really 6'4".
Okay. He's 6'5". You wanted to go with the 6'4". He's 6'5". You get the dollar.
Yeah.
So we start with Chris Tucker.
Oh, Chris Tucker. Because Ice Cube ain't that tall, so he's taller than Ice Cube. So I'll say he's 5'8".
Okay.
I give him 6 even.
Okay.
I give him 5'10".
All y'all wrong. He's 6'1".
Dang.
Oh.
6 even.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
6'9".
6'5".
6'6".
6'6". Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Appreciate you. Nice doing business.
Sue Bird, Philip.
Sue Bird is 5'10".
5'11".
6 foot.
All y'all wrong. She's 5'9".
What?
I know she ain't 6 foot.
You sure she's listed as 5'9"?
Again, only podcast I looked up everything.
Heard you.
RK. Serena Williams.
She's the same height as
Serena Williams? Oh man. That's a good one. I don't know.
She is a good one.
She's a thick
5'10".
Okay.
5'9".
Okay.
5'8".
5'9", Serena Williams.
Come on, double me up,
Chuck
baby.
got 2, man.
Double me.
RK got 1. Philip got 2. Chuck got 2.
Stick to the thick ones. I got you.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh,
8
so me
foot.
first.
It starts with you.
7 foot.
Okay. Phil?
I'm not even going to do that NBA thing no more. He's 7'2".
Okay. RK?
7'1".
He's 7'1". We got a 3-way tie. We got 3 more left.
Oh, man.
We got 3 more
is
left.
unreal.
Here we go. Y'all ready?
Unreal.
Adam Sandler.
Ooh. So okay.
It's on me? Oh, 5'5".
Adam Sandler.
5'10".
5'8".
6'1".
Is he really?
Yes.
I've never seen him.
Yes. Adrian Peterson.
Ooh.
He's a big bag.
So who?
Whoever wants to go.
6'1".
6'1".
We gonna split
I'm
50
gonna say
cents?
5'9".
He is 6'1".
He's 6'2".
6'2".
Barack Obama.
5'11".
6 foot.
5'9".
He's 6'2".
No way.
Yes.
6 feet 2 inches.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
6 feet
I
2
didn't know
inches.
that, man.
Hey, where we at right now?
Is this on Google or Expedia?
These are the breaks. That's all I got. Well, we got a 2-way tie?
3-way tie.
3-way
Everybody
tie?
got $2.
Yeah.
Well, you guys put it back. Nobody gets nothing. We'll try it again next week. We'll try it again next week.
Where the dice at?
We was at the $10 going to somebody. the
dice?
Hey,
Where's the dice
see how many
at?
you guys got right, because we got next week the same thing, and we gonna talk. We can call quick hits. They all did a good job. They got 6 answers right, and we did about 12 questions. So it's hard to kind of gauge how tall people are or not. But yes, that's a fun little thing. First topic, very serious subject that's going on in today's world. Israel. Who wants to start? How do we want to start? We'll open up with you, RK.
With me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I wanted to see who was going to start, man.
Touching that.
Yeah, it's definitely a crazy situation, man. But I think, one of the things I realize is that the media, man, is so biased. You know what I'm saying? I think the way the story's being told, the media is really, manipulating the storyline and making it into something that I don't think the media is really telling us the whole truth about what's going on over there. You got to kind of dig and look to find out the true story behind everything. And, like I said last time, I feel bad because there's a lot of innocent people in the middle of this conflict. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's a lot of innocent people in the middle of this conflict, but I don't think that, I don't condone violence by Hamas. I don't condone violence by the Israeli government. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of nuance there. There's a lot of background that people got to really brush up on to really understand the situation. I can't just take a side and say, I really can look at the situation that the Palestinians are being and say they deserve to be free people. You know what I mean? They don't deserve to be locked inside that situation that they're in. But I just can't support outright bombing people either. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's ugly. You know what I'm saying?
Chuck, you wanna expound on that?
I feel like war is tough. War is tough. I think we talked about social media and everything, just to piggyback on RK talking about manipulation, and the government controls what they want to control, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's easy to just be like, oh, they're fighting over this landlocked Gaza Strip. But like you said, there's so much goes into it. There's so much stuff that goes behind the scenes. There's so much stuff that got treaties, this, and, government issues here and politicking. And then there's the reality of what they're really fighting for. But you never could really know. But I think wars have always been this way. But it's not many times we'd have to sit and watch it or have the access to be able to witness it and be in your face openly. Mm-hmm. And when you think of war, we have this genuine idea of like men going to war. Mm-hmm. Well, right now we're watching innocents being killed. Yeah, that's real. And so I think that's what changes the narrative. We don't think about war. We know war happens. Vietnam was one that people still say we lost Vietnam. So many people died in that. Right. But you still think, okay, well, those are casualties of war when it was actually army, military versus military. Right. But when you see, like I watched a video the other day and it looks like the town's frozen. Like there's car doors open. People's breakfast is still set up on the table. You still got backpacks and stuff. And you see people talking about their children being killed. Then that's a different narrative. That's something that we don't really fathom. And then it hits home to think about, well, that's over there, but you can kind of put yourself in those shoes. But even what we hear on the news is like, oh, well, 800-something Palestinians was killed, but there's 22 Americans. We put the emphasis on 22 Americans. So even in that, they value the 22 Americans over the rest of everybody else that got killed. But a life is a life.
Yep,
that's a fact.
A life is a life.
That's
so.
It's
definitely a terrible situation. There's many different ways to look at it. I definitely pray for everybody that's over there. Mm-hmm. I hate that they're going through the situation they're going through, and sometimes I can appreciate that I live where I live right now. Definitely. For sure.
Styles.
Not really trying to touch on it too much, man. I don't really indulge in the politics like that, but I am definitely praying for that whole situation, man. It's tough to see, innocent people, innocent children. Just as a child care provider myself, it's just kind of tough, man, to see children in a situation where they don't really have an opinion. They don't know nothing. All they do is wake up and they see bombing and stuff going on and stuff like that. And it's just kind of hard to see somebody be put in that situation and not really have a way out. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of hard. I did have a quote, though, that was kind of dawning on me. I seen it on somebody's post, and it was by Malcolm X. by Malcolm X. It said, if you're not careful, the newspapers will have you hating the people being oppressed and loving the people doing the oppressing. So that kind of just speaks volumes, because it's like, man, okay, you got one group of people that's like, oh, yeah, this is probably right, or some what's going on, or the Bible says this, blase, blase, and then you got these other people over here that's just kind of defenseless or whatever, and, they can't do nothing, but, not trying to touch on it too much, but like I said, I'm just praying for the whole situation, man, because it's just tough to see people at war, man. I don't like war at all, man. It's harsh. It's really harsh, man.
I mean, I kind of, on that point, it kind of brings to my mind a quote, you know what I'm saying? Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. You know what I mean? And so I think that, I really believe that, in my belief, I think the Palestinians should have the right to be self-determined. You know what I mean? They were there. They were there with open arms. It's like we're seeing a version of colonialism. We're seeing apartheid happening right before our eyes. And, I know that other people can say, or there are people that say, oh, that's not the case. You know what I mean? That's not the situation for these people. But, as a black man, I sympathize because of what we know. We don't call it apartheid in America. We call it Jim Crow. You know what I mean? But in South Africa, it was apartheid. You know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? They really, and what you see going on over there, you know what I mean? You're really seeing things set up to oppress a people. You're seeing policies put in place to oppress a people. And so I really sympathize for that. I don't think that these people are really I don't think neither side, the civilians, really deserve to die in this. I think it's a political situation that they need to iron the situation out and really talk and come to terms. But I don't think that I don't support just one side bullying the other side. And because if somebody's pushing you down, you're gonna react. You know what I mean? Absolutely. But I don't condone what's happening. I don't condone what's happening on the civilians. But I still believe that there's people there that just want to live. You know what I mean? We got like you said, we're fortunate to have with life, liberty, pursuit of happiness here in America. You know what I mean? As it's told, that's where we're as we're educated. As it's told to us. You know what I mean? Right. America doesn't always stand up to all its ideals, as we know. Yeah. But at the same time, we're fortunate to have what we do have.
It don't look like that.
It don't look like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I just hope that they can figure that out. You know what I mean, on a political level, and let people live, because the average man just wants to go to work, take care of their family, raise their children. You know what I mean, and live and thrive.
Circumstances that they can, man.
They don't want to dodge bombs and dodge bullets every day.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll speak on it just from a perspective like, if I put myself in those shoes, how would I react, or what would I do? And only thing you can know is to try to defend yourself. And if there's no way to do it, then you got to go down fighting. Yeah. And that's the part that just deemed to be tough. And like I said, I don't think, again, I agree 100% with all three of you guys in the fact that the civilian that's just living in that city, that goes to work every day, that pays their taxes, that abide by the rules, your life is at risk automatically every second based off what's going on in your country. That's just an extremely scary and difficult thing to fathom. You know what I'm saying? We go as we please, as long as we have gas money to put in our gas tanks. But what if we were put in a position where it doesn't matter if you own that car and you paid cash for it, you can't drive it unless I tell you to. Or if you do drive it, something's going to happen to you while driving it. You see what I'm saying? That perspective, it puts a whole different twist and perspective on it. You going to say something, Coach Mack?
Yeah, I think we're just very spoiled in America. One thing that we're seeing now is because these countries' proximity, right? Mm-hmm. And then again, the media aspect. And RK talked about apartheid, but in other countries, some people call apartheid democracy. What we consider to be democracy, they don't appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Because we still going overseas and telling somebody else how to live, or we go and just disrupt somebody's whole government structure to where we got to leave troops over there 5-6 years after the war just because now we got to teach them how to live, how we want them to live. And so we got an idea, but for as many years as America's been a superpower, we've been a bully. We just don't express our dirty laundry. You know what I'm saying? We didn't go look for Osama and just kill Osama. It's some casualties of wars now. We blew down whole buildings. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Off our emotions. Right. Emotionally, 9/11 happened, so now we about to go and somebody got to pay for that. You know
and it wasn't right in that case.
And we just don't see it. I'm saying we got black ops and all the rest of the stuff
so
now
don't
because
see,
it's somebody else's conflict. It's like if I was to sit and I'm airing somebody else's dirty laundry out and I'm making sure that my skeletons stay in, you know what I'm saying? So I just try to keep an open perspective and I try not to draw parallels because, you know, we got our problems and, you know, we can say democracy is the greatest. Somebody else can say colonialism is the greatest. Somebody else can say, you know, socialism is what you should be living under. So it's just tough, man. It's tough. But like I think everybody can commonly agree that just the egregiousness of the crimes and actually having to see the innocence and the casualties of war.
Acts that are happening.
Yeah,
it's just really
terrible.
It's sad, and I mean, all of us have children.
Yeah.
So we would all four of us would do anything.
Yeah.
To protect our child. Yeah. And so when you're in a position where your back is against the wall, you're helpless, what do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you have to watch your shoulder every other second that I move this way, this limb might be gone. Or if I move, and I'm talking about literally, you move this way, that might be gone. And you don't want your kids to be traumatized to see that because all they know is their parents.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, like I said, it's a very, very tough situation. It's just, it seems like this is being just so magnified. I don't know if it's just because we're older. I know when other big wars happened, I'm sure we were all younger, so we didn't know the magnitude but it was military versus military.
Right.
In this case, it's different because it's the land, the freedom, the whereabouts, the money. It's always about those things and somebody wanting to take it versus negotiating or compromising. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a very sticky situation. Yeah, no, I know, but it's just really sad to really see, man. And again, I pray for all of those families, man, that hopefully something can come to an end soon where they can come to some common ground where people are just innocent people are not just dying.
Yeah. Sometimes I hope that we put that same energy and emphasis on right here at home. Cause it's like that's a large scale, right? Large scale.
Yeah.
But we got a war going on in South Seattle. You know what I'm saying? You got two gang factions that's been going at it for 2 years. But I mean, it's to the emphasis now where you got innocents dying. You had a hookah lounge get shot up, and a number of individuals outside of the two people that they looking for get shot. So you know what I'm saying? It's like I understand, and I got all the consideration for everything that goes over there. But it's like I'm traumatized at home.
Yeah.
Like right now, like sometimes, like I kid you not, like last night I was driving and. You know, I was over in the south end. It's kind of where them roads where there's cars parked on both sides. So when you go up, you got to kind of pull over to the side to let the other car pass. Mm-hmm. And it's dark, you know what I'm saying? But there's another car that's kind of parked off to the side with their lights on, but they just sitting there. Mm-hmm. Immediately, you know, I put my 40 on my armrest because it's like, I don't know what's going on. But there's been so many random shooting and stuff in the south end that you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The times are rough right now.
Yeah.
And even with that, I think that it bothers us so much more. Like I was at a funeral today and I told him, you know, I'm past the age where I feel like I'm Superman. Now I feel like I'm not as invincible as I was in my 20s. Because I've lived through some stuff now to learn like, man, I ain't lived forever, but I lived long enough to know that it can happen to me too.
It can happen to any of us, yeah.
Yeah. And you're fortunate for you. And I think that one of the big things that you bring in, just speaking of just here at home, you got to be there to help hold up a standard, like with being a man of standard and a man of what would I say, gratitude and understanding. You know what I'm saying, and not being afraid to talk to and to be an example and to be able to get in the trenches with them. I've done it for the last 20 plus years in the South and in Seattle with trying to help make a difference in young men's life that grew up with some with no parents, some with one parent. Some with one parent's here, one parent's there. Some of them even have two parents, but it's just life itself, the dysfunction, and just to be able to see what a round ball can do to help make a difference in these kids' life and showing that you care plays a huge part, man. And I look at it from even now with my sons being in AAU that, for example, you have a young son, and you guys have young sons. They start them now at 5 years old on how to play basketball.
Right.
So you think about that. I didn't really start really understanding and playing basketball until I was like in the 4th or 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? Of actually being on a team. But you think about it, they train them from being 3 to 4 years old. And it's embedded in them that the NBA is a reality.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that all of us have influence. And it's just a matter of how we use it with the common knowledge that we all have. That you made a good point, Chuck, that we got to all hold up a standard. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And just be there for even if it's just a listening ear. It's not about judging. Yeah. It's not about any of that. It's about, because I mean, I can say an example. With even with you, Styles, in your life changing. I never judged you with anything you did. I was just there to be a big cousin and be there. Same thing with you. Same thing with you. It's never. I don't have a heaven and hell to put nobody in, but I can be there to try to. Hey, I tried that. You may not want to go down that road because there's another way. Yeah. And don't fall into the same trap because I fell for it. And guess what? I got burned. You know what I'm saying? And you still reaping the repercussions of that. So if you guys can kind of transitioning into, because you open up something, what can we do just to make a difference in our community amongst these young people? However you guys want to expound on that, because that was good. You stirred something up.
I think the biggest thing is being transparent. Mm-hmm. I think even like with most of my mentors, or like even getting to the point where I wanted to accept being in church, it was kind of hard for me because I met most of my mentors were so much older than me that I met them at a point of their life where they had already got it together.
Gotcha.
And so that's all I knew from them. I didn't know their mistakes.
Gotcha.
So at that point in time, I felt I had already made enough mistakes that I was going to hell. There was no doubt about it.
See, talk to them.
I had no. I mean, I didn't look like what church and everything else looked like to me. What success looked like to me, I felt like I had made enough mistakes that it was irreparable.
Wow.
And because they didn't show me their transparency, then I didn't see the bridge between where I was at to where they were at. So because I know how that felt, I make a point to make sure I tell kids, oh, well, yeah, I did grow up hanging out and banging D-Dub. I did grow up in the South End. I did do this. I did get my ears pierced. I do got tattoo sleeves. You know what I'm saying? I did have a divorce. I did have kids out of marriage, out of wedlock and all that stuff. I think it's more imperative for me to be transparent than me to try to live to this standard that somebody else put in front of me.
That's right,
because the standard's not going to get them nowhere.
That's right, Chuck.
And there's more to it than be like, oh, well, every time somebody got a problem, tell them to pray. Okay, well, what do they do after that? That's cliche.
Or what do they do before that?
I knew that when I got here, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I knew that before that. And then not being afraid to get out there with them. You can't just sit there and wait and think they just going to show up to where you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to go to them uncomfortable spots. Yeah, it's a war going on in the South End, but I'm there every day. I was coaching football at a very, very privileged high school. And it was like, man, there's kids in my neighborhood that's still dying. So I'm going back to my neighborhood.
Right.
It might be dangerous over there, but I'm going over there.
Right.
Like I used to be the danger.
Right.
So now it'll behoove me to go back and give back to the community that I actually took away from.
That's dope, bro. That's dope, bro. Yeah. I respect that. Styles, RK, you guys want to expand on that?
I'll give a little bit. I'd just say that, just be the change that you want to see, Like, if you want to see something, you got to do something. So it's like, I mean, everybody could, sit here and, oh, yeah, we should do this, we should do that and stuff. But until you kind of get out there and you kind of get your feet dirty and stuff like that, you can't really talk about what you want to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm trying to do right now, or what I am doing, rather, is I'm actually reaching out to high schools. We're telling them that we have internships for high school kids, you know what I'm saying, to try to keep them off the streets, keep them out of trouble, try to give them another outlet besides, just basketball and football and everything. Because to really be honest, there's only 12 spots on the basketball team.
Right.
There's only a couple spots on the football team, man. So it's like, everybody's not athletic and stuff like that. Everybody's not, gifted in that realm sometimes. So it's like, let's use our brain. Let's try to get out here. These kids, they want to make money, but they don't know how to make money. So they're like, oh, well, this dude said I could kick this door and I can make, you know what I'm saying, X amount of money or whatever. And, he might even kick the door and do say, no, man, you ain't getting this. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
and it's grimy out here, man. Like, but, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to just be that guy that could help and help these kids, show them that there's another way, man. Like, you can be a businessman. You can be an entrepreneur. You can be it at a young age and stuff like that. So, that's the way that I feel like, that's at least the part that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying, to try to give back is to show kids,
good,
around the age that I was at that time, that you can, be more than just, a statistic. You can be more than a number, man. It's stuff out here, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I think both points are really good because I know somebody that went through that situation and end up getting into it and end up losing his life on a move like that. You know what I'm saying? Him and his buddy, and then after it was done, you know, it turned into a tragedy. So, yeah, I think, I mean, I really think both you guys are right on point. You know what I mean? Be the changes you want to be and be the active, being present, you know what I'm saying, and being transparent. You know, me, I feel like in a way I've been kind of out here on my own, doing my own thing, kind of tucked away. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I watch what's going on back home, you know what I'm saying? And I see guys that I know from when I was growing up that are actually doing things, bringing the community together, having picnics, having barbecues, bringing the youngsters out, spending time with them. And you know, I got to even say shout out to Day Day, you know what I'm saying? Somebody I know that really turned his life around. And he's got a football league now. He's doing a similar vein as you. Yeah, that's coaching a lot of young men.
What's it called?
His Sacramento Ducks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And somebody else too, JD. He's doing the same thing too. He's a coach. He coaches at Kennedy High School. Okay. One of the high schools in the South Sacramento. Does his thing. You know, really puts it down for these youngsters. Brings them in. Talks to them. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And I think that example is what's needed because I was one of those kids that kind of got brought in. I was one of those kids that kind of that I had a mentor bring me in off the street, show me what was up, talk to me, was transparent with me, let me know what was real, what wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And really led by example and provided a lot of context to the world, showed me a lot of things from a different perspective. So I think both of you guys are hitting the nail right on the head with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just to even come from perspective, because I'm gonna just throw a couple flowers. Is that all right with y'all?
Yeah, that's good.
I've known you since you were young, a kid, and like I said, you always been my little cousin. Yeah. But with you being a man, I'm proud of the man you've became.
Appreciate that.
I've seen when you came back up here, when you talked to us, like, bro, there's a work for you up here. You're still down there in the country chasing pigs and dogs and all that kind of stuff. Come back up, you're right. I say, come back up. Yeah. And you know, I didn't know that you really were, but when we had that conversation, you was like, bro, I'm coming back. Yeah. And it's been a tremendous help to me in the church with Bishop and everything of the things that we were able to accomplish. But bro, I see how when you did come, you weren't looking for handouts. Yeah, nah. You worked 7 different jobs. See, and I'm gonna help somebody out there with this because this is the stuff that never gets talked about because people only see the watch that he wears or the nice shirt.
They see the city lights.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying
full on Jamaican for a while.
Right. But you don't get a chance to see what they went through. Yeah. And so I think that it can encourage and help somebody in the fact to see that when he did come, he worked like 7 different jobs. Come over and fall asleep on my couch, coming from one job and got to stay there for a couple hours because his other job is in the vicinity of where my house is at and go to the next job. To see that where you are right now, you're helping make a difference for the whole state, especially in the city. And you can talk about that yourself, but trust me, we need people like you because it works at all different times. There ain't no time limit on it. And for you to go through everything you went through and still be an amazing father and an amazing uncle, an amazing brother, an amazing mentor, keep going, bro. Oh, yeah. That's what I would say. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it. Don't stop. Yeah, don't ever get discouraged in the fact of somebody telling you you're doing too much. Because I've learned that it's when it's in you and it's not when it's in you and it's not on you, then that's when it makes the most difference. Yeah. And you know, with you from the womb, you know what I'm saying? From you coming out the womb, but just to see the man that you become, bro, is just dope to see. And I'm telling you, all you young people that watch Only Pod, here's 2 examples, and I'm gonna get to Arcade 2, which will be the 3rd one. But here's 2 examples of people wrote these 2 guys off and said they're not gonna be nothing. They won't make it past 21. Or all they are is this, or all they are is that. And I'm a living witness that I've been in the trenches with them. You know, and the fact to see what they become. So I want to give you guys your roses on Only Pod, man. Is dope to see you guys grow up, man.
Oh, for sure.
I'm serious, man. It means a lot to me. And then my brother-in-law, man, he comes from humble beginnings, man. Like I said, I didn't know his story like that, of how it was out there in Sacramento. You know what I'm saying? It could have went a a completely different way.
Yeah, exactly.
And I see how he is with raising a daughter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I watched him with my niece and my goddaughter. I'm like, oh, that's how you do it? He don't even know I looked up to him in some instances because I watch. I'm like, I got a 7-year-old. I don't really know what I'm doing. And he takes care of his wife and he takes care of his family and he will go back to Sac on the drop of a dime and drive down there and work like a dog. And that's a family man. That kind of stuff is hard to come by because everybody only worries about their self.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so when you see Black men that are devoted to the cause and that will lock in his family over everything. Anything I've ever asked Charles to do, all right, Dave, I'm there. Anything I asked Phil to do, I'm there. Anything I asked you to do, there. That's brotherhood. That's real life stuff. So I like to give you all your flowers and encourage you young men to keep going in all your endeavors and what you're doing because it's about making a difference, man. Absolutely. And even if it's just one, then you help save one's life, then that's key. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's extremely important that we all stay the course throughout everything because sometimes stuff hit us like, why are you doing this, Dave? You got your own kids. Because it's bigger than me.
Right.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's bigger than me. And you guys can kind of expound, but it excites me to see my people. I've never been a jealous type of dude. So if somebody's better than me or something, they're on my team, we're winning.
Right.
It's a we thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem with people. If he has expertise in something, you have expertise in something, he has expertise in something, and you guys are all a part of my team, then that means we're excellent together.
Right.
So I appreciate y'all. Yeah. It's love.
Man, you got the same flowers. It's funny, I was just sitting here thinking while you was talking, I was explaining to somebody the other day, a lot of stuff is about the people that you surround yourself with. And you want to, if you want to be rich, you don't want to hang out with poor people, right? Or people that got poor mentality. If you want to be successful, you don't want to hang out with people that have a lazy mentality. Right. So I like to circle myself around, and the Lord has provided me with people like you and RK and Phil and everybody else. And I stood up and gave Phil his flowers the other day, because same thing. I've been around him and seen him from a youth, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, those things matter. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no deadbeat friends in my circle.
That's dope.
Everybody that's in my circle, they take care of their kids. They're great fathers because I want to be a great father.
Right.
So I don't got no time to waste hanging with somebody that don't take care of their kids, because now I'm taking care of my kid. Like, Phil's son got suspended from children's church Sunday. I didn't say, where's Phil? I picked him up. Like, come here, boy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, but pause. He got suspended from children's church. He was doing something wrong.
How old is he?
Jehazel is different, bro.
He's 3 years old.
Hey, I don't think you ever got suspended from children's church. That's tough.
I think they was doing the Lord's Prayer or something like that, man. And he wasn't feeling it.
Jehazel was different, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy because, his kids call me uncle. Your kids call me uncle. Like, we're such a village. You know, we're so close. Like,
no, that's how it's supposed to be.
We take care of whatever we need to take care of. And just like the people you surround yourself with, they expound on you. That's your network.
Right.
Like, my son flew into town. I'm calling Phil. Like, hey, Phil, I need a car seat. Oh, I ain't got one, but give me a minute, Chuck.
Right.
And I ain't got to go back and check and call him out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I call you for stuff. I send you a text message like, look, I'm doing such and such, but I ain't got to call and check behind you. And the same thing. And so, like, those are just great resources to have.
Right.
Like, I don't really have a whole bunch of friends because I got so much family.
Right.
And my family take care of me. They keep me grounded. They're gonna tell me when I'm right or when I'm wrong. They're not just yes men, yes people.
Right.
And so that just respecting the grind and being able to, pull it out. So,
you want to be that guy, man, that like people, like, you know what I'm saying, when you calling them, that they be like, oh, okay, I can't wait to see what he want to talk about. Not that guy when they call him, like, oh my God.
Not again.
Not this dude, man. Like, oh my goodness. Like, like, not only like do I not want to answer the phone, but if I do answer it, I'm not going to really give you my full attention because, I'm not really committed to you like that. But you want to be that person out in the world, man, that, people look up to, because as funny as it sounds, man, it's somebody always watching. So
always.
Everybody's watching, man.
Yeah.
If you're doing something negative, you know what I'm saying, they watching. And it's like, we got nephews and nieces too, man, little cousins and stuff. It's like, man, you want to be putting out the best example of yourself possible. So they have something to look forward to, man, because, you doing negative stuff, man. Your little nephew, your little, niece and stuff, they're going to think, okay, that's the way then, because they look up to you. So it's just like you want change that narrative in their life that it's like, okay, like this is what it's about. You know, I want to be good to folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if somebody give me some criticism that I don't like or whatever, man, like take it on the chin, you know, take the good out of it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be all, oh man, he said this to me and blase, you know. Take it with a grain of salt, man, and just, you know, keep it pushing, because everything folks say to us is to help us, man.
Right.
Like, you know, it may sound bad, but it's a help, man. So like, dude came outside one time on me, bro, like, I was detailing a car downtown, old dude, and I talked about it at church one time.
Yeah.
Dude cussed me smooth out, man, for being too loud and stuff like that with my generator and stuff. But what's so funny is, you know what I'm saying, I took it on the chin, and I was a little upset about it, but I was like, dang, maybe I need to go grab a quieter generator. I'm downtown, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, I didn't take it as, oh man, like that dude, he's a this, he's a that, or whatever. I'm like, maybe I should just get a quieter generator. Then I won't be, you know, because he was like, man, he came down and even talked to me. He was like, I'm so tired. I haven't slept in 3 days. I was like, okay, you know, I was like, I'm sorry about that, man.
And so his issue might not even really been with you.
Right.
It was something he was carrying.
It was something else.
Yeah.
That was
like,
what
okay,
tipped the iceberg.
He tried to vent out on me, but then through that vent and stuff, I was like, I got a little bit upset, but I wasn't upset as I should have been.
Yeah.
Or as if you would
you
have been, as you used to be.
What I used to be,
Right.
or what the normal person would be.
Right.
So I took it as of, okay, let me see what I could take from this. And I'm like, okay, so now I have 2 quiet generators. My generators they're not like quiet, but they're quiet enough to, you know what I'm saying, where you hear something, it's not like,
It's just a hum. It's a
little
hum.
hum, man. It's
Yeah.
something chill, man. It's a white noise, if anything, you know?
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy though, because you know we look at social media, you know what I mean, and you see stuff blow up off of the smallest things all the time. You know what I'm saying? One little incident turns, like you said, you had to pull over. I've seen watch videos on social media where situations get ugly all the time.
And
so to be able to,
the social media, they try to glorify that stuff too, man.
Yeah.
They try to push that.
You know, the negative is going to get pushed always.
Every single time.
Yeah, I think the biggest compliment I got in the past month or so, one of the kids on the football team called me a square, and I was offended. I was offended at first, but I thought about it. I said, "Bro, you know how far I came to become a square? Like my reputation's finally gone. I'm a square now."
Right.
I was pumped. I got away from
Duncan Fender Hughes.
Yeah, they couldn't even appreciate it. I'm like, man, I'm a square now. That's great.
Yeah, man, it's just a beautiful thing.
Growth right there.
When everybody can grow and wake up and smell the coffee, that life is actually worth living. You know what I'm saying? That you have something to live for.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even with you, R2 the K, you got a daughter in college on the East Coast, and everything that you instilled in her is coming to fruition now.
Right.
Because the way you raised her. Will there be some bumps in the road? Yeah, because kids, we were all once that person.
Right.
But the foundation that you and your wife have set, it's easy.
Yeah, I think it's crazy. You know, you make mention of that because you know, it seemed like it was natural. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't an effort in that. You know what I mean?
But it was, though.
You know what I mean? It just seemed like, you know what I mean, just trying to give her the game. You know what I mean? Just trying to explain to her what the world is and what the world isn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that's even though I had a mentor, that's not something that I really had. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? I you know, it seemed like, you know what I'm saying, even though I had I got a lot of family, you know what I mean? But everybody was doing their own thing, everybody on their own sides, you know what I mean? Be kind of surprising because people would be like, oh, that's yeah, that's my cousin. Oh, yeah, that's my cousin too. You know what I mean? And they don't even realize.
Right.
I even had situations where I got family on this side that's beefing with family on that side. I didn't even know
they was family.
They was family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That
so
happens.
it happens in real life.
That happens.
So, you know, I guess just going back to it, man, just thinking about it, I just wish that, you know, I didn't have that, you know, I had some people in my life that was older than me that kind of came through, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I didn't have that, you know, that one person that I could always turn to and say, this is the person that I could example myself after and really follow behind, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, my mentor came through at a crucial time when things were starting to get real ugly and kind of brought me in and kind of explained to me business, but he was still affiliated with the streets. We were still dealing with street stuff, you know what I'm saying, the whole time.
Right.
But he gave me a lot of business sense and gave me some the ideas to look outside of what's really going on, you know what I mean, on the ground, you know, basically on the streets. So to get back to my daughter, you know what I mean, I just think that it's important for me to give that game to her and any young person, you know what I mean? Even my nephews and nieces, I have the same conversation. Sometimes they don't want to hear it, you know what I mean? Sometimes they think they know better. And like you said, you know, a lot of people are doing negative stuff, and I might see them doing their negative stuff too. Right. They out there in them streets, but hey, I'm still gonna be the same me. I'm not gonna judge them. It is what it is. You know what I mean? When y'all come home, I'm here. You know what I mean? If you want to give me a call, I'm willing to listen. I'm gonna talk. That's just how I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No judgment. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's
I talked to a bunch of dads, and I think that's a common thread of what fuels us is a lot of times is us giving our kids what we didn't have.
Yeah.
Right. So it just pushes us because we went through that. So we know how it is. Like I got big families on every side, but a lot of times, like my dad died when I was 6. Like no ill of his own, but he passed away. And so my family, I'm spoiled. Like I'm the only boy, right? But there's always a difference still. And I used to be resentful a little bit as I was a child. But as I got older, you can realize some of that stuff, they don't even realize it. But they just taking care of their immediate family. So they got their own kids, and they say, yeah, we love you the same. But, you know, they might do something for their birthdays that they didn't for you, or do something for Christmas. And it's not big to them, but you notice the small differences, right? And so I just go out of my way. Like my daughter, my oldest daughter, she's a freshman in high school, and she made homecoming court. Well, my daughter, she knows me. She know how much I love football. She know how much I love coaching. So she just assumed I wasn't coming. And so I told her, like, no, I got my plane ticket, blah, 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 be on the first. She's like, wait, what'd you say? I said, I'm coming. Yeah. And so she started, like, she's in tears. She crying. She's like, Dad, you going to miss your football game for me? I said, bro, look, you the most important thing to me in my life. Like, there's no football. Like, there's no way I'm not coming. What they say, come hell or high water. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that's just the type of sacrifices that I know my dad wasn't able to make for me, but I know how much it means to my child. So...
Yeah, and that's really good because everybody sees me when they see me. Who's trailing behind me?
Oh yeah,
Royal and Sayer. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always
big hair.
Right. I've told my wife. I said I am an Uber driver that doesn't get paid.
Right.
I am an Uber driver that doesn't get paid. But again, my dad died when I was 3, so not having that, sometimes it goes overboard. And like my wife gets on me at times. She's like, you can't get caught up sometimes just in the past and the way you were raised and stuff that you didn't have. You can't give them everything.
Yeah, it's hard.
So that's why you got to have that balance and that good voice. Sometimes you fight that voice. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you try to provide them with things that you didn't, but you gotta, a balance is always important. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And kids are a trip, man, because all of my kids are different. And I don't know about you guys, but you got to handle it with different gloves that you got to wear.
Yeah.
And just
hats.
Right, and learning how to
Hands.
Learning how to parent.
Belts.
I've never saw a book that was right for everybody.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that book is out there, but
no, it's trial and error.
Right, for sure. For sure.
Like I know that I'm not big on PDA, right? My mom wasn't really a big hugger or whatever because with my dad being dead, I think that my mom she tried to play both roles, but she leaned more on playing that dad role just because she knew that's what was absent for me.
Yeah.
Well, internally, to me, it was like I needed my mom, but she was my dad, right? So I intentionally
talk to them
when I wake up. When I intentionally wake up, like I got a note on my phone, like, "Hey, have you told Jada you love her?" It pops up on my calendar every 2 or 3 days to make sure that I voice it because to me, naturally, my love language is a provider and a protector. I feel like if I'm feeding you and I make sure don't no harm come to you and you still spoiled, then that shows you that I love you. But that doesn't mean that's her love language. So I have to be intentional about making sure that I tell my kids that I love them.
Right now.
You know what I'm saying? I intentionally tell my kids I love them. And because it's not a priority to me, I got a calendar, I got an alarm set on my phone. Like, hey, make sure you call your kids and tell them you love them.
That means it is a priority for you.
Yeah, because I made sure that I want them to know that.
That's
you know
so
what I'm saying?
dope.
I want them to know that. Dope. Like my daughter, one time we had a conversation and she was like, well, Miracle got 8 pictures up in your house and I only got 6. That's not nothing that I noticed, but she noticed it. So I got to make sure that I pay attention to the small details and make sure that my kids,
8 and 8.
There ain't no difference.
8 and 8, right.
But sometimes you can't just put down like, oh, well, that's not a priority. You shouldn't look at that. No, okay, you voiced that to me, and we had a conversation. I like my kids to be able to have a conversation with me. I'm saying they called me during the summer. Some little boy wanted to bring her flowers. As soon as they said that, I'm like, no, ain't no way. But then I thought about it, like, wait, she called me and had the wherewithal and comfort to come talk to me about it. Before I just automatically say no, let me have a conversation with her. And so if I set these parameters like, hey, all right, I don't agree with it. It don't make your daddy happy, but let's see how we can make it work for both of us. You know what I'm saying? So just being able to, I'm trying to dad intentionally. Yeah. For sure.
Hey, that's food for thought. Phil, you taking notes?
I'm over here making the thing on my calendar.
The reminder. The reminder.
Every couple days he got the calendar.
Man.
These iPhones are smart, man. So I would definitely say take advantage, man, because it's like we get into this manly thing sometimes, especially y'all that got kids. We get into the routine of work and I'm providing and I do this and I do this for you guys and stuff like Man, my daughter came to me just the other day. She was like, Dad, can I give you a hug? And I'm like, I didn't know where it was coming from, but I was like, absolutely. And I really hugged her for like 5 minutes, bro. Yeah. And I didn't know where it was coming from, but it's like just hearing you say that, bro, like, and I know I tell my daughter I love her and stuff, but I'm like, maybe I'm not saying it enough, bro. Yeah. And I'm just like, that really hit home for me because I'm like, man, these kids, they really need to hear that. And I got a daughter that's, not even biologically mine. So it's like, being married and having my wife's, daughter and stuff, I got to make sure, for sure I'm putting that emphasis on her. Right. Where it's like, like
she doesn't feel slighted.
Yeah, she don't feel slighted. This dude, he ain't just like, he just trying to just love on my mom and, I'm just somebody that's just getting drug along the way. Like, she's getting that same love, man. So it's just like, that really hit home for me, bro.
Yeah, you gotta embrace, bro. You gotta embrace that though. That's the thing about it. You know what I mean? With like you said, you have a daughter that that your wife brought with her. Man, you gotta really embrace that and welcome. You gotta be intentional with your welcoming for her because she is on the outside. You chose her mom. You know what I mean? She's there because her mom is there. Yep. So you gotta open up your heart for her and hear her. And the other part about it is you really gotta. It's a difficult thing to say, but you really gotta you just gotta just welcome it. You know what I mean? Just welcome it.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. One that's with her mom, and then one that's not with her.
So you guys have a blended family.
Yeah, we got a blended family.
Stepdaddy. I know I made it terrible. I made it so tough for my stepdad to physical altercations. You know what I'm saying? But I was a man's man. When my dad died when I was 6, I was the only. I'm the only man ever been around. And then all of a sudden, he pop up, and my mom want him to discipline me. She sent him in there to discipline me, so I just turned it to resentment.
Yeah, that's tough right there.
He stood for everything. Yeah, everything that my dad wasn't there, I turned it against him.
Why you got your fist balled up right now?
Because he's reliving it. You know what I'm saying?
He's reliving it.
Hey, you guys saw that. I'm like, hey, man, I'm not in.
Bro, I'm telling you, it was just bad.
Right.
Like 8th grade, I was living in Avalon Ridge.
She called me.
Bro, I beat my stepdad up in 8th grade. After that, they couldn't tell me nothing. I was a goose on the loose.
Oh, yeah, then you running the house down.
I was so beat up, it was ridiculous.
He shouldn't have even.
But now me and my stepdad are like, that's like one of my best friends now.
Yeah,
that's one of my best friends now. You know what I'm saying? But it was rough, and it just
y'all had to have that understanding.
We had to have that understanding. We had to go down through there one good time.
But one thing I will say, I think it's important because I got 2 kids that are very affectionate. Then my oldest is not very affectionate. I have to tell him, hey, get over here, so the big guy can put his paws on you. But like Sayer and Eris, every night it's like, but Royal, he's like, all right, fam, good night. You know what I'm saying? All right, fam, good night. I'm like, no, let the big guy put his paws on you, man. So it's like when they get to a certain age, I don't know if Ken does that, but Royal's like, man, just give me some daff and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? He want his girlfriend to hug him, I guess now. He don't want his dad to hug him. But it's the affection part is key because Eris, she wants a hug.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She wants a hug for sure. And it's every night. Yeah. Dad, can I sit on you? Yes, come here. Just like I used to burp you and feed you. And Sire, how he gets emotional. He wants to hug and he ain't gonna let you go. So
that's miracle. From the time she get off the plane, she's in my skin.
Right. So I think it's good, and it's good to tell him because Sire, I love you, Dad. He'll text me at work. Hey, Dad, you having a good day? Why are you talking to me when you're in school? Oh, my fault. I was just thinking about you. You know what I'm saying? That stuff goes a long way.
Yeah, can you blame him for that? Yeah.
So, I mean, you can tell that you're doing something right because when they ignore you, either they're doing something wrong or you're doing something wrong. So you got to kind of find out. But, yeah, that was good, gentlemen. Going to the next topic. What is the job of a mayor and what is the job of the governor? What is their actual role that plays
Man,
in different states.
The mayor's supposed to govern the city, man, and then the governor's supposed to govern the state. So at least that's what I was taught. They do commingle though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like they all kind of tap in with different areas of goodness. I already said I don't mess with politics.
Yeah, but
of legislation.
Yeah.
Of legislation. I already said I don't mess with politics. But I know too much. That's why I don't mess with it. Because my mom watched CNN every day. She got CNN on right now.
So you
right
know
now.
it.
Man, I try not to talk about but the mayor, he messed with the city, you know what I'm saying? And then the governor, he governs the state. But then at certain parts of the year, they all talk. They all sit down. Mayors and governors from our. Does Washington? We only have one governor, right?
Yeah, one governor.
Yeah.
Some states have two governors, correct or no?
No, they just have
just
like
one.
a vice governor or
Yeah,
something
right.
like that.
Right.
It just depends on the governing state.
Yeah.
How big it is, how many people they have.
Right.
Right.
California got one governor though, yeah.
Yeah, Governor
Yeah,
Newsom.
it was
yeah.
short.
Okay. Yep.
What's your
Yeah,
perspective on
definitely
that,
get
Chuck?
All right, you're gonna make me sound like a nerd now, but so
Don't change your voice.
the mayor. Oh, it must be getting close to 12 o'clock. The octaves go down. I go to Barry White. You know what I'm saying? No, so the mayor is more of like a CEO, right? He's a governing body over department heads. Like the mayor would be over utilities and like Seattle City Light and stuff like that. Whereas the governor is more of a legislative branch. They actually create policies. He's over office that oversees laws, oversees policies. They can actually change policies. Mayors don't really have anything. They have no power outside of their city, right? So you got the mayor. So you got Mayor Bruce. Shout out to Mayor Bruce Harrell. You got
Shout out Mayor Bruce, my guy.
Mayor of
Humble
Tuckwell or
beginnings.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they control the department heads, which affects the immediate stuff inside of the city, but they can't change laws.
Gotcha.
They can have
But
city
they can
ordinances,
change, like the roads, and they
can have
control
city
that.
ordinances, but they don't have legislation. Whereas the governor, they can actually change policies and laws.
You got a perspective on that at all, okay?
I think you both encapsulated it pretty well, man. It really, I mean, the governor's at the state level, the mayor's at the city level. You know what I'm saying? I just know that the mayor got to make sure them grades go in them restaurants, because man, But besides that, it's just two different levels. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got.
And I think that our current mayor right now is he's working on doing a lot of stuff with the cleanup, man. I really, because he's from the city. You know, he went to Garfield High School and went to UW. He's been a part of it. So it's just, I'm glad that he's in office in the fact to help change the narrative out here in Seattle.
Speaking on the cleanup effort, though, I seen I seen something on the news, and they got an election going on right now for the state legislator, and the problem is that they got two different proposals to clean up the city.
Okay,
one is on the drug recovery side, the other is on more policing. I'm kind of curious, what do you guys think is the right path? If it's only going to be if it's one of those two, what's the right path? Or if it's not either of those two, what's the third option?
For one, you get into that gray area, right? Because like I say, so if you look at kind of how the homeless problem increased, which led to the drug problem and all the rest of that stuff come from legislation and the government, right? And the government kind of ties the mayor's hands because he got to follow policy. But we've been in the era of policing because I work for the city. I see the police go tear down tent cities and all this other stuff, and they'll literally tear it down and have them clean up on 21st, and they just move across the 20th.
Yeah,
You know
right across the street.
right. They're just,
You know what I'm
they're
saying?
just
Saw they moved it from my house and now they about Rainier Beach.
They literally
now.
just go.
That's
They
comedy.
literally just go across the
2
street.
blocks.
right.
Wow.
I'm like, bro, what?
Right.
That's not really
I
cleaning
don't,
up.
I don't really
No,
have
it's
no.
not.
I don't really have no corporate answer for it. I think
Right.
it's gonna take God
Yeah.
to make a change. But they just. I think it's so far ahead that it's hard to make way with it.
The cleanup is possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. But the thing is if everybody's got to be on board as far as people that's in power, man. Because there's areas in Seattle, I mean, in the state of Washington, where you can literally, man, fence off a whole, 10, 12, 15, 20 acres. You know what I'm saying? Let the homeless all move out there.
What you just gonna hurt them over there like cats?
I'm not saying it like that. Listen, you gotta let me finish, though.
Oh, you got the bus loads ready. Okay,
I'm
okay,
just
okay.
saying, bro. It's really a thing, man. So listen to this. you get a whole area where you get the homeless at. These are people who aren't able to have, people who don't want jobs. Because there's the homeless, they don't want to work.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. We're going to get you an area where you don't want to work. Then there's some people who are willing to work. But if you want to be a part of this quote-unquote program, and somebody's going to do it in a few years. I already know they are.
Why don't you do it?
See, that's tough.
We'll talk more. We'll talk more.
We will. But the thing is this: you get them all in the area. Some people don't want to work. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to work. Then there's some people that do want to work. The people that do want to work, they have a rehabilitation system, and they get rehabilitated to the community where they can have a job. You know, after they go through a certain program. People that don't want to work, you get a little job within the little homeless community where you can still earn wages and stuff to still pay for your food and whatnot like that. They still have clean showers, clean water, food, and stuff like that.
Sounds like what's it called, a combine or
compound?
Yeah,
it is something like that.
Communal
But the thing is
thing?
like this.
Yeah.
Well, whatever solution, there's always going to be some deterrent, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
you might say in the city, like we only think about, we live in this little plot of land and our neighbor is not right next door to us. Where in the country, there's a different mentality, right? So even out in Bonnie Lake, we ain't packed against each other like it is in Seattle, but, you know, you got to cross the street. Across the street, there's a little meth influence over there. So, you know, you got people out there selling Milwaukees and all this other stuff, and there's stuff that going over there where versus I live literally across the street on the other side, and it's the subdivision side, and they complain about them being too close to them, and they might be 6 blocks from them. So, I mean, it's we can all have solutions and ideas, but everybody still got their wants, right? We got a community of people probably from like 21 to 30 that are homeless by choice, and downtown is where they want to be.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? And they just move around like a little caravan, like gypsies.
Why do they want to be there?
I don't have the want, and the Lord haven't gave me the desire to have that conversation with him.
In this section of it is the fact that it has to come to a common ground where we can make something happen in order for it to get better. I'd love to see, and this is in a perfect world, everybody that is homeless, if they have a trade, let's put them in their trade and see how it goes.
And that's what they could do in this camp.
And I'm just saying, wherever it's at, I'm just saying that's just something that I would give that, hey, you have a trade and you may be an artist, you may be able to be a plumber, you may be able to do that. So whatever you did in the previous life form of whatever's happened in this last 10 years, whatever happened before, you may have a skill.
I was a pimp. Where you gonna put me?
Man,
That's a reality.
That's a
So this
reality.
is exactly what I'm gonna do. If you're a pimp, I'm gonna put you in a sales job because you can sell something.
But that's all. Like,
I'm
like
just-
y'all are laughing,
No,
but
I'm not
like
laughing.
so like we got these communities, and like even right up under I-5, when they went and cleaned the community out, they found women down there chained to poles.
Yeah.
Like this is the stuff we like. They
It's a
don't.
whole
They
nother
don't. You know,
world.
they don't produce
Right,
it.
it's a whole nother
Some
world.
people, there's
drug
drug dealers
market.
that only live in those tent cities.
Yep.
That's what they thrive off of because they sitting there and they. I mean, it makes
And
sense.
they're
It's just
fully
like it's
armed.
just like having
That's
the
what makes it
Carter
different.
Yeah.
with Nino Brown. You know what I'm saying? And so it benefits them to be homeless because they have supply and demand. You know what I'm saying? It's a supply and demand. Like, I'm living right here with people that the city's providing them clean needles. They got programs that's gonna give them money. And I'm just gonna. It's like me
And when
sitting
it's,
here.
and when it's the first of the month, I'm taking all of it.
And
So
I mean, really,
there's an emphasis on it, and there's an infrastructure that we don't know about.
That's what I'm saying. Because people,
for sure.
Man, that's tough.
people,
But if you
because people are people, right? People are people. They're gonna wherever they are, they're gonna organize themselves. There's gonna be a hierarchy. There's gonna be certain people doing this, certain people doing that. We have our wants. People need to eat. People need to be entertained. However that happens, you know what I'm saying. There's gonna be certain things that happen wherever it's at. I think there's gonna have to be a major. There's got to be some kind of major policy that's enacted,
Right.
and actions that are taken to really disperse those groups. But it's not going to happen just by. I don't know if you can just offer them a way out because they're not just looking for a way out. A lot of people are just thriving out there.
No, I get that.
You know what I mean?
That's why I
So-
said in a perfect world. I use the quotations, but I'm saying to
But there are people that do want to get away.
Right.
So there's that too.
and they no longer know how.
Yeah.
Because they're so far gone. But to answer your question, I wasn't laughing because I'm like, I've had some of those pimps work for me in sales, and they were they ended up turning out to be great salesmen and they could sell a product.
Yeah.
All you have to do is lead them to water, and they'll figure out how to drink.
A few good preachers
Psychology.
come out of there too.
You're right.
You say
No.
what?
Few good preachers.
No,
come out
you're
there
right.
too. Yeah.
You're right. It's just the lifestyle.
Oh,
It's
for
just
sure.
changing. So
Sure.
that's good stuff, though, gentlemen. Proud moment in sports that inspired you, whether on any level. So your proudest moment that you seen in sports that it kind of inspired you. Either I wanted to do this, or I wish that was me, or I can't believe what I just seen. Like,
I go first, man.
don't say the Bengals either.
I'm not gonna say the
We ain't talking
Bengals.
about that today.
No, I wasn't gonna bring it up either. Yeah, but I was gonna say the Mighty Ducks.
I was thinking.
Hey, we were kids too. That's real.
I was thinking about a
That
movie,
really
too.
impacted me. You
Come
know
on,
what I'm saying?
talk to us about it.
I don't want to really lay it on too thick because it was a long time. I haven't seen the movie in a while, so I can't. But I just remember watching that movie and seeing the result of it. It really inspired me and made me feel like I could really achieve anything after
Wow.
seeing that movie. It kind of had an
Wow.
impact on me.
I wasn't even gonna go that route, but now that you said that, it took me straight to a moment where I almost like when I was little, I almost cried on Cool Runnings, bro.
Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings, bro.
Yeah.
That was dope to see, bro. Dude, you gotta understand.
They overcame a lot.
He was the filthiest track star out of Jamaica, bro.
Yeah.
Tight. You know what I'm saying? And all he wanted to do, see, they try to make it seem like, oh, he did bobsledding because it was like, you know what I'm saying? It was just something that was something else or whatever. But he was trying to be a part of the Olympics. That was his.
That was his goal.
Yeah, he wanted to be in the Olympics. He didn't want to
felt
wait
like he got
4
cheated.
years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To try to run track again. He's like, man, what else could I do? He's
Right.
looking up stuff. What else can I do? He's like, there's this thing called bobsledding. He gets with his homies. Hey, man, I know we didn't do this, but let's try this, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can get in the Olympics.
The movie was
You know what I'm
inspiring.
saying?
Yeah,
to
it
see
was.
That, man,
Yeah.
that's a proud moment for me, man.
What about you, Chuck?
Mine is gonna be King Richard. The movie with Venus Williams and her. That's
Will
the
Smith
last.
killed
That's
that
the
too.
last
That
movie
was
that brought me to
crazy.
tears.
That was
Like,
crazy.
and it's like a moment in the movie when she wanted to go play juniors, and he told her no, and then him and his wife is having this conversation, and she brings out the fact that he's not telling her no because he's protecting her, but he's telling her no because his fear of failure. And that movie's crazy. That movie, that's a great movie.
Yeah, that was moving.
And just even like they growing up in Compton, and he done had run-ins with gangbangers. He had run-ins with the Child Protective Services. I mean, everything. He always stood on the wall, and he believed in his kids no matter what.
Kids, man.
No matter what, he believed in his kids. No matter what adversity he had to face, like people pulling guns on him. Man, it's that movie is that's a phenomenal.
That's crazy
movie.
that you guys really used it as the movies, a movie in sports. So I'll give you mine. I'll give you mine. If we're gonna talk about that, honestly, when I actually got a chance to see Kylie Watson and Tupac, that's how it be in the hood, above the rim.
Above the rim.
What's
his name, Birdie?
Birdie.
Yeah.
And Birdie,
yeah.
you want the quick money and you want to be a part of this. You want to look good. Your boys ain't dropped out of school, but it looked like he's balling and he's with the in crowd, and you're just a hooper. Your mom's working 2 jobs, and you're kind of, do I take this? You know what I'm saying, or do I just hoop and get ready to get my scholarship? It showed a way of that real life of what real young men deal with in the hood as far as sports goes, because there's always that person that's there to say, I can help you. They're an agent, but they're not an agent. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So to see him be able to go to Georgetown inspired me. I'm like, man, you can overcome the adversity and still because his coach believed in him. It's just that he was a hothead.
Yeah.
How many of those people have we seen every day? The hotheads that don't really listen, but they figured it out at the right time, and the rest is history. So if we're going based off movie, I really liked Above the Rim that where it did that. Go ahead, Phil.
But to get back to the original
Yeah,
question,
the original, because Arcade flipped it. I like it. He flipped it.
But my happiest moment in sports was Kobe's last game. I cried then too.
Hey,
that was big.
Dog, I'm not
he
gonna
was
lie.
going
That was crazy.
Crazy, bro.
The 60?
I was like, bro, are you serious?
The 60.
Yeah.
This is the last time we're gonna see it.
Mamba out.
Oh,
Yeah,
bro.
that was.
like,
Hey,
come
dog,
on,
I had
Sam.
tears in my eyes, and I'm not even like. But it was just
that
so
was
inspiring to see him. This is
wanted it
the last time you're gonna
so
see me in a
bad, bro.
uniform.
Yeah.
I'm going. Everybody was there. And everybody's watching like, oh my gosh, everybody's
It's like
watching.
he's 24 again.
Right. That's a good one, Phil. What about you, Chuck?
I think mine would have to be Damar Hamlin injury.
Oh,
Because it's just like,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
was
corporate
deep.
America and all the rest of
touching.
that stuff. You know, nobody believes in prayer. You're not supposed to talk about prayer.
Yeah.
But at that moment, that whole stadium praying, they talking about praying on
The
TV.
whole stadium.
At that point in time, it was one of the moments like, this is America.
Oh man.
Right.
Yeah, because you know, in the time of despair,
That's
and your
good
time of
right
need,
there.
you go back
Woo.
to what's really your foundation, and it's like, this is America. This is why we're America.
ain't
Because like
talking
right
about
now, it don't matter if you're white,
shit,
black.
yeah.
It don't matter if you're LGBTQ. It don't matter.
Sick or old.
This
right,
is life or
right.
death. This is America. That's so yeah, Damar Hamlin for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It brought the whole
Oh,
sports world
everything
together.
came together. That was tough.
What about you, RK?
Actual sporting event.
Because I got one if you need me to come back to.
Yeah,
you.
go. You come back to me.
I'm going to talk about the bubble when we're in the pandemic in a Donald Sterling situation with the Clippers where he got caught by his girlfriend. The recording came out of his racism, and he was the owner of the Clippers, and everybody in the bubble said, we're not playing. And the NBA just paused, and it stopped. And nobody, even though nobody was there, nobody showed up to play.
No.
Yeah.
It just showed the NBA
That was a pivotal
as
series too.
as the community banding together against racism, and they got him out of there. It's hard to remove an owner that owns a team from an organization that he owns. He's the boss. In the NBA, what's his name was Adam Silver was not playing about that. It was the next day they kept wore the T-shirts, and everybody was It was just inspiring to see in sports that the people at the highest level said we're not going for it regardless of what color they were.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was really inspiring to see that, because at this time we had kind of lost hope in the world. We didn't know what was next, what was going on. So us to be able to watch sports on TV, it's like, wait, they really just banded together. Like, because you got to think about it, the world really got froze for 2 years.
He was on pause, bro.
Yeah,
Right,
that was
everybody was
crazy.
on pause for 2 years, and just you kind of lost those 2 years.
Freeways was empty.
Right. Ain't nobody was ever running out of gas. None of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had a lot of money because they was never eating out. You just Instacarted and ate what you had and stayed in the house. So, but that was a really proud moment for me. That helped motivate me. Like, man, this sport is dope that people will stand up for what they really believe in.
Yeah. I don't really have. I'm trying to think of an inspirational, moment like that in sports, and I really don't. The moment that keeps coming back to me is really a disappointing moment.
Okay.
It's Wilder and Fury. Yeah, that kind of hurt. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie. I ain't even only pocket
That's
judge
real
me.
talk, man.
I was hurt too, man. I was
I was
like,
invested in Wilder,
like,
man.
like,
I
why
was
is
really
this
invested in
why
him.
is
You know
this
what I'm
happening,
saying?
man?
You talking about the
First fight.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
The
Yeah.
first fight. We were so ready at Sayers' house, weren't we?
Yeah.
It was at Sayers' house, and I'm like,
It's
Man,
just
I
tough for
was so
somebody to
sad
look so
after
out
that.
of shape. Him and Butterbean, they just
right.
you gonna whoop me, Cole?
But he was licking the blood off him like he was licking the blood off his ear. I'm like,
Dog, my mom-
come on, Wilder,
My
man.
mom seen him in Vegas, and she was like, "Oh, come here, give me a hug." She said, "I want to let you." She was with Jaggy. She said, "I just want to let you know that when you started bleeding from the ear, we was praying for you." He said, "Oh, thank you so much." I was like, "Man," I said, Mom,
See, that's
stop
that
it, man.
only Angela
Man.
Hicks Maxey would do something like
She said,
that.
"I want to let you know we was really praying for you." And she was going. She said, "Oh Lord Jesus, please, don't let him lose his hearing."
No, because boxing is dangerous, man.
Yeah, boxing is dangerous, man. And I just, like I said, I was really invested into him, man. So I was just really disappointed when he lost. It was a big.
That was I was
Yeah,
emotional
big.
too. It was a
Yeah.
big. Like, it took the win. Everybody left Sayers' house. Didn't nobody really say bye. It was just like, all right, dog.
I'm still rocking with you, though, man.
No,
You know
for
what I'm saying?
sure. Is music inspiring? If so, how?
Absolutely,
It hasn't been lately, man, as
I'ma
far
go
as
ahead and
rap.
start with that,
You know what I'm
man. I don't
saying?
care if you don't think it hasn't been lately or not. Music is absolutely inspiring. I want to let you know that I'm a big Wiz Khalifa fan. He ain't been that big in the last, couple years like that. But shout out to Wiz. He's the guy. I want to let you know that everybody was having the long hair and was rocking the hats, wearing the hair outside of their hats, was dyeing the patch. And everybody had a dyed patch. I know you remember that. All the Ubers had dyed patches.
Was that because of
I was
Wiz?
getting.
patch.
Oh, did
Was that
you?
because of Wiz?
Oh, for sure.
That was because of Wiz?
Wiz Khalifa
That was 'cause of
he
Wiz?
was a culture change. I started getting tatted. I wasn't telling my mom about it. All types of stuff, man.
You was willing to risk it all.
Yeah, ink my whole body. I don't care, man. Like what? He was so like.
He inspired him.
He was so influential to the culture at the time, bro. Oh, and then he came up with Black and Yellow. I was like, oh yeah, nice. He's it, man. There's so many
Wait,
other artists.
so you
man,
were
but-
following him before Black and Yellow dropped?
Oh, easily. Heck yeah. I was following Wiz since like, honestly, since like '08. So Scooter's the one that put me on with Wiz.
Yeah.
Because he's a Pittsburgh fan.
Yeah.
So he put me on with Wiz like super early with when I think it was a mixtape like right before Paper Planes, that album came out. And I was like, who's this dude Wiz? And I kind of was just hearing how he was rapping, and he was just like, he don't care and all types of stuff. I was like, bro, this dude's filthy, bro. Like, he don't care about, like, nobody's really like talking about it. And it was like he was coming up in an era where, you know what I'm saying, it was Wayne, you know what I'm saying, it's Jay-Z, it's, you know, Waka Flocka, it's hitters out here, and he's in a lane of his own. Kanye, you know what I'm saying, he's in a lane of his own, just kind of just, you know, soaring, man. And I was just like, this dude is filthy, bro. But you know, music is for sure inspiring, bro. Oh my goodness.
I haven't heard too much that's inspired me, but I have heard. I give it to Mr. Morale and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, Kendrick Lamar's last album.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt
Kendrick
that was
Lamar's dope.
Yeah, he's super dope, man, and I think he really that especially
He was at the
that song
concert?
he got. You know what I'm saying? That was dope. You know what I'm
His
saying?
concert live is dope too.
Yeah, I heard y'all went to the concert. You know,
Yeah.
on
I
my
was
birthday.
ready, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
Let
you
me
were
tell
supposed to
you.
go.
I didn't get an invitation.
That's not true.
Kendrick
I didn't
stayed
get
on.
it. I never got an invitation.
You know, most concerts,
pod.
most
Only
concerts, you be
pod.
sitting there like, man, the concert's over already.
I never got a call.
Kendrick was on stage forever. He put on a show.
It was, he didn't even change
Sorry,
his
RK.
clothes.
I enjoyed your birthday for sure.
I appreciate. I bet you did. I bet you did.
Hey, he didn't change his clothes, man. He was just up
he,
there.
even, he got on the bed and disappeared
You know
in
what
the
I'm
stage.
saying?
I'm like,
still
oh, the
tight about
concert's
that.
over. I'm like, come on, Ma. I'm like, let's leave. He comes back up and pops out and start performing again. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar was crazy. I think music is definitely inspirational. I think because of the platforms. Like you can go back to I don't think I was alive, but like even like Sam Cooke. Like Sam Cooke, a change is gonna come, stuff like that. Like that stuff comes on, it just immediately make you reflect.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like I hear it and I just think of Muhammad Ali driving in the car Malcolm X just died.
Right.
Wasn't there for it, but that's what triggers stuff like
Or like
that.
Marvin
And
Gaye,
then-
what's going on?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
you just know what's going on. You got your baby making music, you got your healing music, you got whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I know, like I think it's not only inspirational, but it's influential. So like I know I can't listen to Lil Boosie on my way to work in the morning. Cause it just puts me in a different mindset to deal with the people I got to deal with.
Right.
So I'm gonna listen to Adele and all the rest of that stuff on the way to work, cause that's gonna keep me, grounded. You know what I'm saying? So I think music is just like it shares a platform to where if you look at music in any time, like We Are the World and all type of stuff like that, it reflects directly to a lot of stuff that's going on in socialism or whatever else going on in government. There's always somebody gonna make a play on that.
You even got Mother's Day, man. When that song by who's it by? Saya by Mama, you know I love you.
Oh, ain't that
You know
Boyz II
I
Men?
love
Boyz
Drew
II Men.
Hill, is it Boyz II Men?
Boyz II Men.
I don't know.
Is it
It's
Boyz
Boyz
II
II
Men?
Men.
It was
Boyz
on
II Men.
Soul Food, but but even like stuff like that, like there's certain songs that can come on and like I done been around people like, man, can you please turn it off? Because it just triggers something in them. You know what I'm saying? Like it can make them think about somebody that done passed or whatever. I mean, I think music, like we're just naturally like to sounds and rhythms. It just affects us. Like you could just listen to Running Water and it just changes your whole everything.
It's crazy because I kid you guys
Big
not.
Luther, Skinny Luther.
I kid you guys not. You may think I'm weird, but sometimes just for calmness and when I'm going into battle to do whatever I listen to water sounds.
Yeah, that's how I go to sleep. Water or brown noise.
And it literally puts me in my zone for whatever I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
On my way here, because I take this literal with what we're doing, I try to get my mind right and focus on the task to help be an example or to be able to help somebody else to inspire. It's important. You know what I'm saying? So the white noises, like I go to sleep to that too. I got mine's is on rotation. Like Lorena tell you, She can't. We can't go to. We don't. The TV's not on. You can't go to sleep without the white noise.
Yeah, I
on.
got to.
Cut the sound down.
Something got to.
Yeah.
It can't just be quiet. Something got to
Right.
be going.
Music is definitely.
sure.
It's definitely inspiring.
No, I mean, if is music inspiring? Definitely, yeah. But I'm saying, is music inspiring more so now? I haven't heard too much now that's came out.
So
that's really been inspiring for me.
To
You know
answer
what I'm
your
saying?
question, I
haven't heard anything recently.
I listen to the
What's
stuff.
his name? Tootsie.
I listen to the stuff. I listen to the stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
I listen to stuff from the era when I came out. 1998 is a long time ago.
Oh yeah,
So when you listen to the old Jay-Z's and the Nas's,
Definitely, yeah.
I was the other day, the group out of Chicago, Do You Want to Ride in the backseat?
Yeah.
Do or Die. I listened to that whole album. Oh my God, all the way through. Hey,
You got albums like the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Man.
Like she made one album,
bro.
One album,
Bro,
and it's transcended time.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so we just go back
She
to.
produced everything.
yeah,
That's crazy.
but yeah,
I didn't say music current. I don't know
Yeah.
what this stuff that they be listening to.
That's
now.
my point.
I don't know.
That's my point
Like
right
my
there.
son, my son Royal loves. What's his name?
Nardo Wick.
No, what's the dude's name?
Hey, Nardo Wick go hard though.
It was
Yeah,
inspiring.
Hey,
I don't say it's inspiring,
but
he do go hard though.
He loves Drake whining. I mean, that to me, I don't know what that is. I mean, but they love Drake. Like the singing and the whining, that's the new movement.
Yeah.
And what's the guy's name? What's his name? Young. What's his name?
No, okay, I'll take that back.
Not Young Thug.
Meek Mill, Dreams and Nightmares is the most inspiring track I've heard in a long time.
Heard you.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
pretty
Yeah,
recent.
That's a
that's
classic.
pretty recent. And then you go to the East Coast and they play that all day long. Back to
you got
back.
most
So you don't like
parties
no
is
Rick
turn it
Ross?
off.
I do like Rick Ross.
Rick Ross got some stuff.
Yeah,
Maybach music.
Yeah, that's
I like
got
that
some
Maybach
stuff.
music.
Yes.
yeah.
Rick Ross got some stuff, but it is motivating. It is inspiring, but it also like when you used to rappers from your era, like you don't hear rappers like Tupac. Like when Jay-Z just did the God did, that messed everybody up because they're like, how is he still this good? Like and all those other rappers were.
That's probably my favorite album.
Come on, dog.
said
Nas is
Illmatic.
Nas is a monster.
I don't like Jay-Z because of Nas. I feel like he had to pick a side. They friends, and I'm not even his friend.
Right.
I got a big question right now. I know, you know what I'm saying. I'm just a guest, but I got to do this.
Okay.
We be doing this with the homies. If you could, hold on.
Well, you got to say that for rapid fire.
Oh, okay. Is it,
You gotta say that
'Cause
for
I
rapid
was
fire.
going to ask, what do you call it?
No,
But
we're gonna say for
Okay,
rapid
okay,
fire.
yeah.
Going to the next thing.
make sure I get it.
This is a touchy subject. Jada and Will. What's happening right now?
Too much.
What's happening right now?
Well,
Let them
I
live
think
their
the
life.
problem is, I don't even has Will even said anything?
Will hasn't said nothing
See,
from my
that's
knowledge.
the problem to me.
Jada's
Like,
saying everything
He just
right
posted
now.
something and said he's unbothered. He said his notifications is off.
Well, because
What about the entanglement? Was it really an entanglement, or were they already separated and it was just a situation that happened?
I don't know, because she said they've been separated for what, 7 years?
since 2016.
The entanglement happened, what, last year, 2 years
I
ago?
said, to me,
The news of
the-
it came out a few
Right.
years ago.
the high
yeah.
the high priority
Yeah.
thing to me is that like
Why is
some
she doing
stuff got to
this?
stay inside.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
what are you doing?
I'm divorced. I ain't never spoke bad against my ex-wife, and she ain't never spoke bad against me. And they still married.
According to her, they're not.
So
Right, that's the
no,
part. I don't
no,
know.
that's not what she said.
Well, she said they're-
legally they're married.
Legally
they're
they're married, but
separated.
they're separated.
Yeah, so they're married because that's what we go
Yeah.
off of.
Right.
We go by the paperwork. This is a marriage,
I've heard of people that are separated that can sleep with other people.
but they still married. That's just the decision
Yeah,
that we
so
want to
I
sleep
don't
with other
know.
people. That's
you
an
know-
arrangement, right?
They had an open arrangement.
We don't know because
He-
she
he
just
never-
talking
he never
now.
said that.
He never said that.
he
Jada
never
keeps
said
saying
that.
Jada keeps saying
Right,
that.
he never
So,
said that.
I was listening to something the other day that says that men have a problem with closing chapters, right? And so we'll stay in the situation no matter how bad the situation is just because we have a problem with closing chapters. My thing is, most women, when they fed up with something, they just take off anyway. She's still married. She's still married for a reason. So to me, it just seems like an attention grab at this point. Like she's old and fading out, and I hate that because I used to like Jada, but now I ain't got nothing for her.
That's crazy what
I ain't
you
got
just
nothing
said.
for her because I
She's
just
old
don't
and
mind nobody
fading
beating
out, no
nobody,
movies no
kicking
more.
nobody
I
down
don't
like
know.
that.
Well,
Is
I
it-
think they said that Will Smith was intentional on not wanting a divorce. He said he never wanted a divorce because his parents went through it.
And I'm pretty
it hurt
sure
him
that
so
whenever
bad, he didn't
whenever
wanna
they
do
got
that at
married, he
all.
voiced that to her.
And I'm pretty sure that
Yeah.
must be the same rule they living by,
Yeah.
where they separated, they
even
go
then-
do what they want to do,
Even then,
but they're separated.
If she got the courage to go out and talk about him like she do, if she wanted to leave, she'll leave.
She ain't supporting them at all.
Yeah, if she
So-
wanted to leave, she would leave.
Well,
But
she
that
just-
She ain't
350
gonna,
million,
you ain't gonna sit there and,
nice.
you ain't gonna sit there and
what I'm
talk about me and do all this other stuff and then say, oh, well, I'm still respecting the fact that you don't want a divorce. You ain't respecting me up till now.
Right. Did she also just said what?
Maybe that's
they
the
don't-
last
they don't-
straw.
They don't live in the same place. They live in separate places.
Most
now?
rich people live in separate places.
Yeah.
Man, every time you see Will Smith, he on some other part of the world. Man.
It's too much.
Yeah,
Like,
that-
what's
that-
that home
that-
supposed to stay? I'm
I-
a firm believer.
I
Like
agree.
I talked about them in podcast before. I was here last time. Like if I'm married or even if I'm in a relationship, we could have been in the house talking about each other's mama. When we walk outside,
Ain't
you better
nobody's
sit in my
business.
lap. I'm gonna slap you on the butt. We're gonna talk about the cheeks, all that. We fight when we get back home.
Yes, sir.
Until we get back home, we good. If you want to act like my enemy outside, then stay outside. I'm just big on loyalty though.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you gonna act like if you want to be outside, then be outside. You ain't
Yeah, I
gotta
just
come
don't
home to
understand
me.
where it's coming from. It does look like it's an attention grab to a degree because why is it just all of a sudden that when the entanglement happened and it was at him and her were at the table at the corner, her corner, and he said how he felt and she said it wasn't like that or we were on a break at that time and now she's coming back and saying that it's been this way for longer. It's kind of contradicting.
But what else?
she
What
said
else?
earlier.
What else just happened big?
She dropped the book.
That, but bro, right before the same time as that, they solved Tupac's murder, and all of a sudden here she come. She got, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
She's ill.
Coincidences,
Yeah,
huh?
she's in love with a ghost. That's crazy.
Sylvester Stallone's story. Did you guys take a look at that?
I took a gander.
He's still alive.
So Sylvester
Yeah, he's
Stallone,
still
Rocky,
alive. He's a toaster king, man.
Rocky. So
It's a great show.
he was. I sent it to everybody's chat. You guys could take a look. He was homeless.
Mm-hmm.
He was broke.
What?
He was on the verge. He sold his dog for $25.
22, wasn't it?
Was it? I thought it was 20.
Bro, shut up,
20.
man.
No, listen.
22
No,
bucks.
this is inspiring.
Yeah, 22 bucks.
He sold his dog for $22. They didn't have anywhere to live. They were homeless. He started writing a script. The script ended up being Rocky, of how a boxer was fighting his way up in the ranks, and he wanted to play the boxer. He took it to some people, some cast. They said they'll give him $350,000 for it. He said no.
Yeah, I think
because
they said he gave him
went-
250. Asking for the
250,
250, he said no.
He said no. Then he said 350.
Yeah.
He said no because he wanted to be the star in the film, and so they offered him. Long story short, they offered him $35,000, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Think about how demoralizing it is, and your back is against the wall. You have a daughter, a son, a dog, and a wife, and you're on the verge, and you lost everything. And just to come, you have this script, and it's Rocky. Isn't that one of the greatest movies of all time as far as boxing does go?
Even beyond that, like you go from homeless to them having a statue of you and your fictional character that you made
In
up.
Philadelphia to this day. And run up them stairs, and it's
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
That is motivating. Just expound on that of anything that you may have been through that you care to share that you didn't think you could make it out of, but you made it.
I think it boils down to one thing that everybody kind of a lot of people overlook, but his story just resonates with the fact that he believed in himself. It's all about belief.
Yes,
Yeah.
belief.
It's belief and speaking things into existence. You know what I mean? You can know that he sat aside that mirror and stared at himself and knew that the odds were against him, but he still had the belief in himself, belief in his mission that he could get to where he wanted to be. I don't think that anybody should. I don't think that I don't think that many people actually take that intentional belief and pursue it like they should. Use it as fuel. And to be honest, I just think that's what it boils down to. If you got that kind of belief, I mean, ain't that you guys are men of faith, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's what it's all about, right? That's the fundamental core value of it, right? It's
sure.
belief.
Right.
There's nothing else beyond that. So it kind of shows you that if if whoever you are, if you believe in it and you speak it into existence, you speak those words, you can manifest what you want inside this life.
That's good. Styles?
Man, I was gonna say. I mean, I would just say, yeah. I'll piggyback on that. Believing in yourself. I mean, you know, it's all. What's funny is though, there's always a make or break moment for a lot of us men, and it's like, I mean, really for a lot of people, period. But it's like for men, I feel like we go through a make or break moment in our lives. Sometimes we even go through a couple of them, because it's just like, man, you get to that crossroad where you're like, dang, man, like I'm so down, I'm so frustrated, I'm so depressed, like I'm in this corner, and I could just speak from this business standpoint, man. Like I remember, man, I had got my van stolen, man. I just was like, man, like they stole we ended up getting it back, but even when I got it back, man, I was like,
ain't
bro,
the same.
Everything was gone, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, everything's gone, and it's like, you know, my mom, she was like, man, you know, I'm gonna help you, you know, da. And I was like, man, that's cool, but I'm like, it's not gonna feel the same. Like I was doing my thing, I'm detailing, you know what I'm saying, like. It was cool. So it's just like when you just get something taken from you, man, and in that aspect for me, it just had to be to a point where I was like, man, I don't know if I could do this no more. I don't know if I even want to, man. And you know, I ended up making it through that phase of business, and I think I was in year 2 at that moment when I think year 1.5, 2, something like that. And you know, now I'm still out here. We at year 7 now, so it's just like, bro, like you gotta make that.
Yeah,
bro. But you gotta make that. Sometimes you gotta just realize, you know what I'm saying, that like, what's the quote, man? Once you get to the bottom, there ain't no more going.
Yeah.
You can't go no more down.
Nope.
At the bottom. You know
Nowhere
what I'm saying?
else to
Man,
be.
it's
Nowhere
nothing
else to go but
from there,
up.
bro.
Right,
So
right.
you know, once you get to the bottom, you should almost even like. It's hard to say it when you're there, but it's like you can say it when you get out of it, because can't nobody rejoice in being, you know, at the bottom, bro. But you know what I'm saying? But this is speaking to somebody who is at the bottom, you know what I'm saying? If you're at that bottom, just know that there ain't nothing but up from there. Nothing but it, man.
That's it. Chuck?
I don't know. It kind of rang true to me just because, you know, I've moved across the country 3 times. You know what I'm saying, I was 17, got out of juvenile, went to Louisiana, started over. I graduated high school, came back here, started over, got into some more trouble here, up and moved like within 10 minutes. Just jumped in the car, me and my mom, and drove to Louisiana. Nobody knew I was gone until I was in Louisiana. To then my grandma and everybody died in Louisiana, and I moved back here. So that's when I had 7 jobs, and it was just a grind because, I don't know, I just got a dog mentality. I'm so competitive in life. It hurts me to have to ask somebody if I need to borrow $20. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a reality for me. And then I don't feel like it's nobody else's responsibility to take care of my kids, right? So my kids are here, and I don't want my kids to want for nothing. So it never in a moment it's like, oh, I'm working 7 jobs, I'm wore out. Like, no, I'm so comfortable working 7 jobs that even I got a career at City Light, and I got 3 full-time jobs. Right now, I got 3 full-time jobs and still coach football and all the rest of it because I'm so allergic to being broke.
Come on.
It hurt. Broke hurt. I ain't, and if the Lord see fit, I'll never get back to there. But I can appreciate it because I've always grabbed myself by my bootstraps. Yeah, there's people come along and I got to stand on their shoulders or whatever else, but I never stood on their shoulders to where it was affecting them or I was handicapping myself. If I did stand on their shoulders, it was just so I can reach it. Once I reach it, I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to pull them back up with me. I ain't never had that crab in the bucket mentality. So it's just like you say, it's faith and willpower. Like, there's some stuff I had to go without. There's some trips I didn't take. There's some nights I didn't go hang out with the family. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? And I know my family would have paid for it, but like, nah, I want to appreciate the journey. So I'm going to make them sacrifices. I'm going to catch the bus. I was catching the bus back and forth to work for a minute. Didn't nobody know it. But, you know, I dropped my head, grinded, and then I got to the point where I am now where I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed.
A house.
Come on.
Got the gate.
Come on. I'm in the subdivision. Back in the, I had a 4th of July party. You know what I'm saying? I still Mount Rainier in my backyard. I still got fireworks in the garage. Got a car in the garage I don't even drive.
Oh, yeah. Let me get that.
Yeah.
Nah, man, you know what, man? This has been beautiful thus far. But before we go, we got a little rapid fire, man. Y'all ready for this, man? Your answers have to be quick and precise. It's not a lot of time for you to think about answering. And you got to come with it, with the wit off the dome. We're going to start off with RK with this first question. Climate Pledge, T-Mobile Park, CenturyLink. Which is the best one in Seattle, Washington?
Well, only been to an event at Climate Pledge.
Okay.
So I'll just go with Climate Pledge.
Okay. Chuck? Climate Pledge, T-Mobile Park, CenturyLink Stadium. Pick one.
To go to?
The best.
Oh, Climate Pledge.
Okay. Philip?
I got to go to with CenturyLink. I was there working there. This was before I even got a chance to enjoy games, but I got a chance to be there during the the playoff runs and all that. So yeah,
Dope.
it gets loud.
It just got voted as
it gets loud in there.
that's the only carbon-free facility in the world. Climate Pledge.
Yes, sir.
Right here in Seattle, Washington.
Yes, sir.
The only one.
Start off with you, Phil. Better actor, better movies. Matt Damon or Leonardo DiCaprio?
I'm going with Leonardo, man. Come on. He didn't even get the Grammy for Titanic. Are you serious?
Chuck? That's tough.
That's tough because one of my favorite movies they was both in was Eating Gilbert Grape. Ernie! Oh, Ernie! Come on, Ernie!
What you got, Chuck? No stalling, Chuck. What you got, Chuck?
Matt Damon got the Bourne.
Chuck, you're stalling right now. You're stalling right now.
Oh, that's so hard.
You're stalling.
Can I?
You can say both.
Both.
Okay.
You can say both. I'm going both.
You gonna go to okay. Because hey, when it gets too rough
Oh
like that,
my God, Matt
tough.
Damon! I love Matt Damon.
Right.
The Bourne Supreme, all that.
Better actor? No, better movies. Stallone or Arnold?
Stallone for me. No, Arnold for me. Sorry, Arnold.
Stallone or Arnold?
Arnold,
Better
the
movies.
Predator, baby, Arnold.
Better movies.
Man, what's Arnold?
Arnold Schwarzenegger, the
Schwarzenegger.
Terminator.
I'm like, man, who are we talking
The
about?
Terminator, man.
I'm going with Terminator, bro.
Okay,
You know.
all right. Venmo, Cash App, or Zelle? Which is the best? Which is
Cash
the
App.
Cash App?
I'm a businessman, and I like the money to come straight to me.
Zelle?
So Zelle.
Zelle.
Zell ain't no fees.
Come on, ain't no- yeah. Come on.
You like Cash App?
Cash App.
Okay.
He's Sacramento.
Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Hey.
What makes you more happy?
What's the question?
Thanksgiving or Christmas? What makes you more happy?
Goodness. They both make me sad, man. Shoot. Yeah.
Come on, so who wants to go first?
Thanksgiving for me.
Okay.
You got football and food.
Okay.
Christmas.
Okay.
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
3 best college football players you've ever seen.
Sean Taylor. Eddie George. And Reggie Bush.
That's.
I was
I was gonna say Reggie
No,
Bush.
you can you have your 3.
I was gonna say
What?
Reggie Bush. I was gonna say O.J. Simpson.
Oh, you saw it?
I see the footage. You know what I'm
You saw the
saying?
footage, okay. Okay.
I don't have a third.
You don't got a third?
Nah.
Okay.
You said college football?
College
Hey,
football.
college football only.
Ooh.
I don't know much here.
Man, come on. No, I got
Come on, man, it's rapid fire. You guys gotta be ready.
All right, I got Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush was a beast.
I got Vince Young.
The old boy from Texas. That's
I
what I
got
was just
Vince
about to
Young.
say. Yeah.
And dog, man. Ooh,
Come on.
the last one. Oh my gosh, man. Dang, bro. That's all I got,
We're moving
man.
forward. I'm going to give you my 3. Warwick Dunn. Peter Warwick.
Peter Warwick was a dog.
Michael Vick.
He's a thief.
I didn't get to see. I was gonna say Michael Vick, but I didn't
Vick
see
was
him.
disgusting
He
in
was
Virginia
filthy at
Tech.
Virginia Tech.
Past or present, front row at a sporting event. What sporting event would it be?
Boxing.
Which match?
Like hypothetical match
Yeah, which match?
at this.
Front row, past or present, you want to be there. We're going to put you there in that spot right now to watch the whole thing.
Oh man, Holyfield Tyson.
Ooh, the first one?
Yeah,
When he bit his ear.
when he bit his ear.
Ooh, you
yeah,
saw the chunks?
yeah.
Okay,
I would want to be the
Sporting event, Chuck, past or present, you want to be front row on it.
Any Olympic volleyball match.
Yes,
Only, you gotta tell him. Only pocket judgery.
Brazil and Jamaica.
Only pod can judge me.
Only pod can judge me.
Phil, what about you? Rapid fire. Let's go.
Goodness, man. I would have to say Lakers. Goodness, what finals was that, man? Lakers. Any Lakers finals.
Any Lakers. So Magic, all the way from Magic Kareem to Kobe Shaq.
I'll go to
my era, the Kobe era.
Okay.
I'll go to Jordan flu game for sure.
Yeah, that was crazy too.
Yeah.
Past or present, 2 world events that you could have been a part of that made history. Physically there.
That
present.
I could have been a part of?
That you could have been a part of, that you could have been there at.
I'm gonna start. When Jesse Owens and them
I was
dudes
thinking
did the fist thing,
Yes.
bro.
That was tough.
Oh my goodness.
And what's the other one? You got one more.
I don't got another one.
You don't got another one?
No.
Really?
2 world.
I probably got one, but it's rapid fire, so.
Okay. Go ahead, Chuck.
I was gonna say that one.
You can say it.
So that one with Jesse Owens and them,
Okay.
and probably not sporting events, just world events.
World events.
Ooh, that's tough. There's a lot of stuff going in the world.
All right, I'll give you mine.
Pearl Harbor.
You want to be president?
Yeah.
I want to be president in Washington, D.C. when Martin Luther King gave that final speech.
Heard you.
And I wanted to be at the inauguration to see Barack Obama
Yeah, that
be
was
inaugurated
big.
as the president.
Yeah.
That seemed like that was cracking.
Yeah, that,
I
yeah.
like that.
It's funny you said that because I was thinking Nelson Mandela coming home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
South Africa was
That's-
lit.
Yeah.
That's a good
South
one.
Africa
Yeah, I
was
thought
lit.
about that
Present
one.
there, and then what else you
Yeah.
got?
And the other one, this is crazy, but I feel sad about it, but to be there when Malcolm X got shot.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know it's a tragedy, but I don't know. It seemed like a pivotal moment in history for me.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
I hate to see it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it, but at the same time,
You
I
want
feel
to
like
be president, like to see if it was real.
yeah,
Yeah, I got
something.
you. I
Yeah,
got you.
something about that seems. Terrible.
If you had 3 wishes, what would they be in order? We'll start with RK. Somebody got it. Rapid fire.
3 wishes.
3 wishes.
One for infinite more mission, infinite
You
more
can't- and
wishes.
that's the only thing you can't do.
See, infinite more
That's
wishes.
the only
you know
thing
what I'm
that's the only
saying?
thing you can't do. That's the only thing you can't do.
Oh man, I don't even know, man. Long life. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
A lot of love. You know what I'm saying? And a whole lot of wealth, billions of dollars.
Got you. Chuck.
I was about to say
And health. Oh, I gotta take one of them back. I said long life, but health. Yeah.
Okay. You don't want to be living and just be
Yeah. Sitting there, all I can see people spending my money.
Right. Go ahead, Chuck.
crack the Forbes list.
Nice.
Probably let my dad live longer for sure.
That's good.
I don't really think I really have a third.
Okay. Philip.
I know one of my wishes would be to have all my grandparents at least. I'll just take them for a day, man. I know life ain't, you know what I'm saying, like that, but you know what I'm saying, just to see my grandparents one more time. That all of them.
Okay.
Both sides, that would be everything.
That's one.
It's one of my wishes, man. My second wish was you know what I'm saying, the thing I never got a chance to see, man, was the league, man. But to make it to the league, dog.
Yeah.
The NBA, brother. Oh,
Okay.
my goodness.
And your third.
And my third wish, man, I don't got a third wish.
Okay. One athlete you could compete against in any sport, and it's you and them, mano y mano.
Kobe Bryant.
Ooh,
What sport?
don't matter.
Basketball.
Oh, okay.
Chuck?
Soccer.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Hey, these ones are good. You guys are struggling a little bit right now.
Michael Phelps.
Swimming?
Can you swim?
Ooh, that's tough. Easy.
Hell yeah. Only pod.
Okay.
So they don't have to be of that sport, right?
Whatever. This is your deal.
So I want to do Manute Bowl ping pong.
By the way, Forrest go.
You good at ping pong?
I'm pretty good. I'm all right.
Okay.
I'm all right.
Last question, gentlemen. If you can make yourself again,
Foosball.
what would you change? Just one thing that you would change if you can make yourself again.
Give me an example.
Just, I mean, is there something that you dislike or something that you would change about yourself? If anything, if you can reincarnate yourself, one thing you would change. If there's nothing, there's nothing.
I always tell people that, you know, if I could die and come back, I'd be me again. Because, I mean, I just appreciate the journey I'm on. But if anything, I'd probably be Italian and be a Corleone.
Okay. It's good. Okay.
That's a tough one.
It's rapid fire. Yep. It's supposed to be tough.
To
If you can make yourself again and you can reincarnate yourself, what would you change?
If I could reincarnate myself, what would I change?
If there's anything, if there's nothing, there's nothing.
I'd change my commitment. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been more focused on the entertainment, you know, the business I was in before I spread out. You know what I'm saying? Before I started doing other things. I stay focused on that.
Got you.
Yeah.
Phil?
If I could change anything, I didn't want to really answer this question because it's really tough. But I'd probably listen a little bit more.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I listen now, but I'd probably listen like strategically.
That's good.
At a young age, because I didn't.
That's good. And gentlemen, again, amazing show. We appreciate you both coming out again to podcast with us, man.
Hey, Dave,
it's a lot of love.
But Phil got something.
I do got one. I'm trying to make
close
sure
it
it was
out.
the right one, man. But rapid fire, man, for you guys. Music or video games?
Preference?
Music for me.
Music or video games? You can only have one for like forever. Music or video games?
Music for me.
Music
all day.
for sure.
When? What age?
Okay, that's a good one then. Let's say 15 and under.
Still music for me.
Video games.
Definitely Xbox.
It ain't no question.
I'm going with the video games, bro.
It ain't no question.
Man.
I grew up on it.
Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, Xbox.
Yeah, that's
Nintendo.
dope. But like now, as a 43-year-old man,
Right.
Is you 43?
I'll be 44 in the 27th. It's coming.
Blessings.
It's
Come on, I
coming.
can't wait for that.
Couple
Right.
Fridays, but I would take music now because I got an Xbox One that I don't even touch downstairs. It's just collecting dust. I might need to get rid of it.
Bring it over here. We got you.
It's just sitting over there. But no, that concludes our show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, we thank you for another opportunity. And before we go, in closing words, what can you give to people to motivate them for this week, Phil?
I would just say, man, try to, like I was just saying, try to listen, take the criticism to don't take it to heart as far as somebody is trying to, down you, but take it to heart as far as somebody's trying to help you. You know what I'm saying? So, take criticism. Take it. Criticism is good. It's good.
Chuck?
One of the number one killers is stress. So just don't stress what you can't control. If you can't control it, don't stress it.
R to the K.
Man, this is one of my go-tos, but man, show somebody some love. Show your family some love. Show your kids some love.
I like that.
Mine, if you're watching and you didn't subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Because again, at the end of the day, and Dwayne, we miss you this week. We love you. I hope you enjoyed your
Wayne
family
D.
in Indiana. But I'm not going to do his part, but I'm just going to say if you're watching and you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. We love you. Merch is coming, ladies and gentlemen. People have been asking about it. Merch is coming. We're just building. Huge shout out to R to the K for all the work that he does with the editing and making things happen. Huge shout out to Saya for all the work that she puts in the background. And like I said, we got a team. Shout out to Benji for the venue and Lake Berrien Church. It's a blessing, man. We love y'all. We out. Only what?
Out. Only
God
pod.
can judge us.
Pod.